Some people spend money as if not thinking about the future at all. Others, on the contrary, only save up and are not prepared to take the slightest risk. Philip Zimbardo, a professor of psychology at Stanford University, explains these differences by a special perception of time. Some people live in the present day, others in the memories of the past, and others in dreams of the future. Such attitudes about time, or time perspective, as scientists call it, influence behavior and decisions in various spheres of life. According to Philip Zimbardo's research, attitudes about time strongly influence a person's relationship with money. In this video, we will tell and show what types of people, according to their time perspective scientists, distinguish. Type number 1, stuck in the past. People of this type can relate to the past both positively and negatively. Positive attitude toward the past. People with this time perspective are so attached to the past that they may try to recreate it in the present and future, so that it is not worse or better, but just as it used to be. Therefore, they are interested in preserving the money they have already earned, but not in multiplying it. New ways of investing are not for them, but they can resort to old ways that have previously proved successful, for example, investing in housing under construction. Negative attitudes toward the past. Such people, as a rule, have experienced something traumatic, which makes them see the past filled with torment and hardship. At the same time, however, they cannot leave this experience behind. Their motto is, if you haven't lived well, you shouldn't start. Often people with this attitude toward the past lack the motivation to work and earn for the future, and thus unwittingly sabotage the change of their lives for the better. They may also unconsciously deny themselves the pleasures and joy of the here and now, simply out of habit. What is the danger of such a temporal perspective? Fixating on the past, whether it seems negative or positive, leads to suboptimal decisions. When making a choice, a person relies only on past experience, not noticing changed conditions. Because of this, he or she may miss out on benefits or lose money. What should be done? Analyze how today's financial decisions are related to the past and think about which of them are adequate to the situation and which would be good to reconsider. You can do this in a table. In one column, write down the important financial decisions made during 1 to 5 years. The second is to fix the connection with the past. The third is to find an alternative or recognize that the decision was right. Type number 2. Living in the moment. People who are present-oriented can have hedonistic and fatalistic attitudes toward the present. Hedonistic attitude toward the present. Hedonists are energetic and impulsive. They do not burden themselves with memories and do not worry about the future. Accordingly, they are unfamiliar with the desire to save. Neither the memory of mistakes made and poverty, nor dreams of something greater in time do not encourage them to save money. If they do save, then as a rule for something tangible, close, such as a new phone. To satisfy their desires as quickly as possible, they can easily take out a loan. Investments are usually not for them either. But if they invest money, it is in the most unexpected way, impulsively and rashly. A fatalistic attitude toward the present. Fatalists also do not know how to save. They just do not see the point in it. They feel like a toy in the hands of fate and are convinced that the future does not depend on them and is unlikely to be better than the present. Such attitudes lead to the fact that they spend all their earnings on pleasure in the moment. What is the danger of such a temporal perspective? Risky investments, gambling, borrowing money from the bank without a realistic possibility of giving it back. All that threatens to cause large-scale financial problems. What is worth doing? Visualize the long-term consequences of your current actions and financial decisions regarding money. Try setting financial goals for yourself, modest and relatively short-term to begin with. For example, set aside 5% of your paycheck for 3 months. Next, you can expand your planning horizon. For example, plan to gradually close a loan over the course of a year. Or, if there is no debt, building up a safety cushion of a paycheck for the same time period. Type number 3. Future-oriented people. Future-oriented people tend to be goal-oriented and pragmatic. They always plan everything, carefully weigh benefits and costs, worry about the consequences of their decisions, and dislike change and surprises. Their forward-looking attitude makes them good at budgeting, saving, investing, and their habit of realistic perspective and careful thought increases the likelihood of investment success. What are the dangers of this time perspective? A fixation on the future prevents one from enjoying the present. A person is always putting off pleasure for later, including pleasure that can be purchased for money. He tends to save money on himself and his loved ones, does not allow himself anything extra for the sake of the goal ahead. Such behavior and related beliefs psychologists also call the syndrome of postponed life, the tendency of a person to perceive the current moment only as a preparation for the present life later. As a rule, such a strategy leads to a deficit of positive emotions and unhappiness, because for the sake of the future, one has to sacrifice a lot. In addition, not everyone manages to stop and finally start to really live. They continue to exist in anticipation of a happy someday. What is worth doing? Look carefully at what you are sacrificing in the present. Make sure that these sacrifices correspond to your values and are adequate to the goal. Let's say your value is family and your goal is to buy a country house for your relatives within a couple of years without going into debt. If at the same time you save money on birthday presents for your children and do not leave the city in summer, it does not correspond to your value and perhaps is inadequate to it. Type 4. Balancing between times. Focusing on the past can help you save money, focusing on the future can help you invest it successfully, and living in the present can help you enjoy spending. Each of the time perspectives has its advantages, and some people are able to consciously switch between them depending on the situation and circumstances. For example, in a stable economic situation, apply a time perspective of the future. Do not be afraid to invest and take risks. And vice versa, in periods of turbulence, focus on the past, save what you have, and avoid risky investments. And at times when there is enough money for everything, spend it on yourself and enjoy it. What is the danger of such a temporary perspective? Nothing. Scientists consider this attitude to time and money to be the most healthy and inherent in successful, happy people. So we've looked at how different personality types can influence a person's financial behavior. From stewardship and cautious to impulsive and risk-taking, each personality type has its own characteristics in managing money. It is important to understand your own financial inclinations and learn how to control them in order to achieve your financial goals and secure your future. Remember, self-knowledge is the key to improving your personal finances. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss even more useful financial tips, and don't forget to click on the bell to be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching.